Good evening, baseball fans. Let's jump right into it. So, continuing PureSim baseball, I'm doing some play action here in 1975. Since April 8th, 1975, we got a good matchup here. The Philadelphia Phillies travel to Queens to face the New York Mets, and pretty good matchup here, I'd say. Steve Carlton versus Tom Seaver. So, let's get into it. Let's have some fun. And again, this game is freely available on our Ned McGreevy Discord. So, hopefully you will pick it up. Costs you a little bit of hard drive space, and that's about it. All right, looking at our starting lineups first for Philadelphia. Shortstop, leading off, Larry Boa, batting second and first base. Willie Montanez batting third and left field. Greg Luzinski batting fourth at third base. Mike Schmidt batting fifth, right field. Jay Johnstone batting sixth, the second base, Dick Allen. Batting seventh and catching, Bob Boone. And batting eighth in center field, Mike Anderson. And Steve Carlton takes the home bats ninth for the hometown New York Mets. Batting first, leading off shortstop, Bud Harrelson. Batting second at third base, Joe Torre. Batting third at first base, Dave Kong Kingman. Batting fourth in right field, Rusty Staub. Batting fifth, Del Unser, playing center field. Jerry Grody catches and bats sixth. Ed Kranepool in left field bats seventh. Wayne Garrett batting eighth and playing the Keystone sack, and Tom Seaver takes the mound. All right, so it's 31 degrees, so it's chilly here today in New York, and there's also a wind going out to center field at 20 miles per hour. So bundle up, folks, as we do opening day here. Philadelphia Phillies, an opening day for the New York Mets.
And the home of the
All right. So here we go, and we're going to change this to today and today. So our Red Sox fan doing some Apple Cards and Dice on his channel. So all good stuff. Definitely check that out. Haven't seen Al in this channel for a while, so hopefully he'll not be a stranger. All right, here we go. The fiery Larry Boa leading off here for the Philadelphia Phillies. Tom Seaver is ready to work home. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to Boa. And Boa strikes out, swinging at a Tom Seaver fastball. So one away. Brings up Willie Montanez. So one out, base is empty. The 1-2 pitch. Montanez lines a single into left field. Crane pull up with it, gets the ball in. So Montanez aboard here. And looked at his steal potential here. Looking at how many steals he had in 1975. Split his time between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Francisco Giants. So overall, stole 62 bases, the majority of those with the Giants. All right, so definitely a threat to steal now as Greg Luzinski steps in. Power hitter. Grody has the sign for Seaver. Here is the pitch. Luzinski cuts in the first first pitch, and singles between Torre and Harrelson into left field. So runners at first and second for the Philadelphia Phillies as Mike Schmidt steps in. Seaver deals the 1-0 pitch to Schmidt. Schmidt swings, and this one popped out to Joe Torre at third. Infield fly, rule in effect, 2 away, 2 down. Runners on first and second, and here's Jay Johnstone. Seaver lets it go. 1-2 pitch to Johnstone, and Jay Johnstone looks at a called strike 3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. The Philadelphia Phillies nothing, and the New York Mets coming to bat. All right. So here we go. Bud Harrelson will lead things off to the Metropolitans. Luzinski in left field for the Phils, and center field, it'll be Mike Anderson. In right field, Jay Johnstone. From first to third, Willie Montanez. Dick Allen, congratulations in the Hall of Fame. Larry Boa at short, Mike Schmidt at third. Bob Boone catching for the Phils, and lefty on the mound there, Steve Carlton. All right, Harrelson in the box now. And count full on Harrelson. And Harrelson looks at one in the inside corner. Right 3. Nice fastball there by Steve Carlton. So one away for the Mets here. And Joe Torre will come to the plate. Carlton into the wind in the 1-2 pitch. And Joe Torre lines a single to left field. Luzinski playing it on the hop. Joe Torre aboard. All right, here's Kong Kingman. Struck out a lot, but hit the ball a ton. The righty waits for the lefty's delivery. 2-1 pitch to Kingman. And Kingman rolls and grounds into a 5-4-3 double play. Schmidt to Allen to Montañez. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Top of the second. We're scoreless here at Shea Stadium, 1975. All right, so it'll be Dick Allen to lead things off here. Dick, don't call me Richie Allen. Seaver ready to work home to him now. And the 1-0 pitch, cut on. And this one, Joe Torre bobbles the ball there at third. Score that one, E5. And Dick Allen is aboard. All right, next up here, we've got Bob Boone. Allen at first. Seaver brings it. And Boone swings in the first pitch. This one sent out to left field. And this is going to be Bob Boone going all the way for 3. Dick Allen scores, and that's going to be an unearned run thanks to the error. And Boone on third. So 1-0. Philadelphia Phillies here in the top of the second inning. Thanks for coming in. Pesky Paul says, oh, wow, used to play this game on your old laptop. It is not being produced and updated. However, Pesky Paul, it's available in our Ned McGreevy Discord. If you're a member, go to the Ned McGreevy Discord and go to the section called Other Baseball Games, and you will find this and its sister product that was a freeware game called Strategy Baseball. Both are excellent. This plays very, very, very well. The only thing is you can't make it full screen, but I just popped a photo of Forbes Field behind there just to kind of give it a baseball-y feel. If you're not a member of the Discord, let me know, Pesky Pole, and I will put a link in there for you. It's a great baseball community. But yeah, this is an excellent game and was a serious contender with out-of-the-park baseball. So love this game, and just what you can do with this is insane. So goes much more than season replays. All right. So continuing on here, and so thanks for coming in, Pesky Pole. Appreciate it. All right, here's Mike Anderson now, run in for Philadelphia thanks to the error on Joe Torre. Seaver out of the stretch now. And here's the pitch. Anderson swings in the first pitch. And this one, Joe Torre up with it, throws across the diamond, score it 5-3. Boone will remain a second as Torre looks him back. So 1 out here now. You're not a member, definitely interested. Let me do that for you right now then. And it's a great, great baseball community. Lots of the usual suspects are on there. And let's do this invite for you. I thought we definitely don't want you left out. We'll copy this. And once you join, if you scroll down to other baseball games, let me make sure it's still a lot of people. Yeah, so there we go. So Strategy Baseball's up there. And where's PureSim? I know I put it up here. There's been a lot of posts since then. I may have to repost that again. Yeah, looks like it. So I will get it up there. Let me make sure here because I posted it a long time ago. I don't want you to have to do a lot of scrolling. So what I'm going to do is after this ball game, Pesky Pole, I'm going to go ahead and upload PureSim. I thought I did put it up there. But you'll be able to at least get Strategy Baseball plus its complete face pack, and it splits players up into decades. So you'll get like all kinds of great photos that you can use in Action PC. You can use in Digital Diamond Baseball. And it's baseball players from 1903 to 2019. All right. So let me get this invite into the chat for you. And there's cousin Ken Castro saying, "Go Phillies." Absolutely. There you go, pesky pole. All right, here's Steve Carlton now. He bats with 1 out. Bob Boone is at third. So a costly error by Joe Torre gives Philadelphia first run of this ball game. All right, Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. Seaver to Carlton. Count full, and Steve Carlton, big strikeout, comes up empty. So runner on third, 2 away now for Philadelphia. We're back at the top of the order, and the fiery Larry Boa struck out his first time up. Seaver out of the stretch. And the 3-0 pitch behind Boa. Boa draws the walk. So the speedy Larry Boa aboard here, and it brings up Willie Montanez. 1 for 1 in the game. Seaver in a little bit of trouble working out of the stretch, trying to get Montanez here. The 0-2 pitch, he's ahead of him. And Montanez singles into left field. Montanez, I should say. Bob Boone will score. Montanez picks up the RBI. And Larry Boa moves to second on the play. So Philadelphia now leading New York 2-0 here. April 8th, 1975. 2 on, 2 out. Runners in first and second. Boa at second. Montanez at first for Greg Luzinski. Luzinski 1 for 1 in the game. So Philadelphia racking up 4 hits in this game. Tom Seaver works to him now. Count full on Luzinski. And Luzinski, big cut and a miss. Steer right 3. But the Philadelphia Phillies pick up 2 runs, 1 of them unearned on 2 hits, an error, 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of second here at Shea Stadium. Philadelphia Phillies lead the New York Mets 2-0. Rusty Staub will lead things off here. And Carlton has the sign from Boone. The 1-2 pitch. Staub swings, and this one lined hard into right field, and Rusty Staub's going to pull up at first base and has himself a single. So second hit for the Mets in the game. Brings up Unser now, making his first at-bat of the season. So just looking at Dale Unser here, and if you mouse over everything, you can see some good ratings and stuff like that. But if you go a little more, you right-click, you can see all kinds of great things here. Game logs. You can open his player card, his defense chart, all kinds of good stuff. Ratings history, stats history. You can even edit the player. All right. So Carlton brings it home now. And Staub with the attempted steal, the throw down by Boone, and they're not going to get Rusty Staub. All right, so stolen base, runner in scoring position. New York trying to get one back here. 1-2 pitch on the way to Unser. Unser swings, and this one just a fly out to left center. Luzinski back on the ball, and he will make the catch. So Staub will hold second, 1 away now for Jerry Grody. Ed Kranepool waits on deck. Carlton fires home. 2-1 pitch to Grody, and Grody grounds it out to Boa. Score that one 6-3. And on the play, Rusty Staub will move to third. So the Mets with 2 down, potential first run just 90 feet away. Pardon me, and here's Ed Kranepool. Carlton brings it home, the 1-2 pitch. And Ed Kranepool swings and comes up missing. It's a nice breaking pitch there from lefty. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. We go to the top of the third inning. The Phillies lead the Mets 2-0. You're very, very welcome, Pesky Pole. Absolutely. All right. Mike Schmidt, Jay Johnstone, and Dick Allen do up the number 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Philadelphia Phillies. Michael Jack Schmidt, 0 for 1 in the game. Seaver brings it home now. Schmidt cuts in the first pitch. This one driven out to center, and you can kiss it goodbye. 434 feet. Philadelphia with its 3rd run of the game. So Schmidt goes yard. All right, here's Jay Johnstone now. Seaver peers in, has the sign from Jerry Grody. Count full on Johnstone. Johnstone swings, and this one, little blooper out into left. This is going to get down in front of Ed Kranepool for a base hit. So hit number 6 for the Phillies. Nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And it brings up Dick Allen, 0 for 1. Seaver checks Johnstone. Now lets it go. Allen, first pitch swinging. And this is going to be a base hit single to right. And Johnstone is going to move to third on the play. So runners at the corners for Philadelphia. Still nobody out. Seaver in a pickle here, having to work out of the stretch now. Boone has himself that triple and RBI. 0-1 pitch on the way, cut on. And this one, Jay Johnstone will score on the fielder's choice. So Bob Boone on first, but another run for the Phillies. It's 4-0 now. All right. Continuing on, here's Mike Anderson. And Seaver lets it go. The 1-2 pitch. Anderson swings, and this is single into left field. So the Phillies bring in the ash today, baseball fans. So 1 away, 2 on for Philadelphia with a 4-0 lead. And here's Steve Carlton. Carlton struck out his last time up. Seaver deals, 0-2 pitch. Carlton strikes out again. So 2 down, back at the top of the order for Larry Boa. He has walked and struck out, so 0 for 1. Seaver deals home, 3-1 pitch. Boa draws a walk again, so 2 walks for Larry Boa. Philadelphia Phillies have him loaded here. Brings up Willie Montanez now. Montanez, perfect 2 for 2 with a run batted in. 2 outs, bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Willie Montanez cuts and misses, so Tom Seaver coming that time with a nice breaking pitch, but the Philadelphia Phillies pick up 2 more runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. We head to the bottom of the third. The Phillies 4 and the Mets 3. I'll let you know, Pesky Pole, that with this game, very, very robust. You can do all kinds of cross-era play with this, create all-time great teams, draft leagues, whatever. The only thing that you'll find different from this, you'll find some significant differences between this and strategy baseball is you're going to have to assign the logos, ballparks, but if you have Action PC, you got everything you need. Very easy to just pop them in, and you're good to go. You don't even have to do ballparks if you don't want to. Just use the default ballpark because this has all the parks in Major League Baseball, their park effects, fence heights, distances, things like that. So if you're not too picky about the ballpark looking like what you're playing in, it's even easier if you want to dispense with logos, whatever. But again, you have to do a little bit of work to pretty up the game. But what it does for you is really cool. Then we go to Brady Anderson here, and we right-click on more options. Let me just show you just this defense chart. So I really like this. So when you're putting together, let's say, your own team, or you want to do some switching around, everything is color-coded in PureSim Baseball to let you know where best the player is going to play. Red, you don't want to play him there. Black is kind of average, but you can see the color key here. So I thought this was a really nice touch by Sean Sullivan and his team. You also, of course, have other things. We'll go over here to Michael Jack Schmidt, and we can look at things like his stats history and check that. So nice graphs. You can zoom in on any graph that you want. So if we zoom into home runs here, we see 1976, 77, 78, the numbers. So nice to have some sort of graphical look at if you want. So a lot of nice touches in this baseball game. And as I say many times, I do hope that Sean Sullivan, it's rumored that eventually there was going to be a PureSim Baseball sequel, and I hope that happens. I really, really love this game. All right, small crowd tonight. Al's doing some Apple Cards and Dice on his channel, so that's cool, man. That's the nice thing about it. These things stay up as long as you want, and I just felt like playing a little bit more baseball tonight. All right, back to game action now, and here's Wayne Garrett making his first plate appearance of the season. Steve Carlton right now working in the early innings on a 2-hit shutout. All right, the lefty ready to let it go. He's ahead 1-2, and Garrett gets a little seeing eye single through the hole on the left side. So Garrett aboard now, and it brings up Tom Terrific. And I'm guessing bunt here. Here's the pitch, the 1-1. Seaver swings, and he grounds into a 1-6-3 double play. So Carlton to Boa to Montanez, and 2 outs, bases empty now. So we're back at the top of the order now for Bud Harrelson, who is 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Carlton brings it home, working quickly. Full count on Harrelson, and Harrelson will draw the walk. So Steve Carlton giving up one here. And that's going to be his first walk of the game to accompany his 2 strikeouts. Cold day here in Queens as Joe Torre steps in. So Torre with that error, but he's 1-for-1 otherwise. Carlton checks the runner, and he deals the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torre sends this out to center field. Anderson back on it and makes the catch for out number 3. New York, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and man left on base. Top of the 4th, Philadelphia shutting out the New York Mets at this point 4-0. Thank you for 2 of you hanging out, and those of you who will watch this later, just a reminder, what is it, about 10 days? 9th of February, while that other event is going on, we're going to be doing a baseball spectacular starting roughly anywhere from 10:30 to 11 a.m. on 9th February, Sunday, and going as long as we can, doing a lot of different digital baseball games. I'm not going to do cards and dice this year, strict cards and dice. We will do some pocket pennant run baseball. We're going to be doing MLB The Show, this out of the park baseball, Action PC, Baseball Mogul, Diamond Mind, strategy baseball. We're going to go back in time a little bit. We're going to do old time baseball, which is awesome. We're going to do, of course, baseball for Windows, and then some micro league baseball as well. Earl Weaver baseball, Bo Jackson, however it shakes out, it's going to be a late morning, all day, all evening, and as late as we can go into the night for you baseball fans not interested in that other thing going on that night. Hope you'll join us. We've got a great family. In one of the games, we're going to have some people come on for Diamond Mind and call some innings, so it'll be a lot of fun. Do a baseball chin wag. Maybe we're going to highlight some players outside of a game situation. Not quite sure. It's a very, very free-form thing. Obviously, games like MLB The Show and APA PC baseball will allow me to jump away and get a sandwich really quickly. But please do join us. Also, Digital Diamond. We're going to do some Digital Diamond baseball. Can't forget that one. So lots of baseball coming up on 9th February. All right, Greg Luzinski, Mike Schmidt, and Jay Johnstone, the 3, 4, 5 hitters, due up for the Phillies here in the top of the 4th. And we know how much these teams love each other. How about it? All right, here we go. Luzinski cuts in the first pitch, and this one grounded to Garrett. Garrett will fire on to Dave Kingman, score that one 4-3. 1 away now for Philadelphia for Michael Jack Schmidt. 1 for 2. Had himself a home run almost to dead center last time up. Seaver deals to him. 2-0 pitch, hitters count, and Seaver will Schmidt will ground back to Seaver. Seaver fires on to Dave Kingman. So 2 up, 2 down now for Philadelphia, and Jay Johnstone up there. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Seaver winds and fires ahead of Johnstone, 0-2. This one hit deep to center field. The back on it is Unser, and he will make the catch. So the Philadelphia Phillies turned away, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Bottom of the 4th, and the Mets trail the Phillies 4-0. So Kingman, Staub, and Unser due up for the Metropolitans. Con Kingman, 0-for-1 in this game. Who was baseball's acting commissioner during the infamous 1994-1995 strike? That is our trivia question. And this one hit in the alley into left, but Kingman, not quite enough speed, is going to hold up there at first. So again, this game gives you trivia questions, and we get the answer in the 7th, but I'm sure somebody in the chat's going to answer it before then. So who was baseball's acting commissioner during the infamous 1994-95 strike? All right, Kingman aboard, and here's Rusty Staub. Staub, 1-for-1. Carlton checks Kingman at first. And Staub cuts in the first pitch and popped in the infield, and Willie Montanez will take that. All right, so 1 away now. And here is Dale Unser. 2-1 pitch to Unser. Unser swings, and this one he grounds to Allen, who goes to Boa, back to Montanez. 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. So the New York Mets once again get nothing done. They pick up a hit, and that's it. We head now to the top of the fifth. And here's Dick Allen, 0-1 pitch. And this one lined down the right off the wall. Rusty Staub playing the carom. And Dick Allen with a leadoff double here in the fifth. So Cousin Ken's Phillies right now putting up a good showing here on opening day in Queens. All right. Boone in there now. He is 1 for 2, has a triple and 2 runs batted in. So Bob Boone waiting for the Seaver delivery. 1-2 pitch. Boone swings, roller on the right side. This will get through for a base hit. Dick Allen will score from second. And defense making the throw, and there we go. So Boone makes it to second, picks up the RBI, and Philadelphia now leads this contest 5-0. Truth Hurts Wilkie coming in and saying, "Play ball." Absolutely. So again, after this game, I'm remiss, gentlemen. I'm sorry. I thought I had uploaded PureSim Baseball again. Apparently I didn't. Strategy Baseball's up there. So after the game, I'll put PureSim up there. All right. Glad that a lot of people have fond memories of this game. And it was really great looking. I mean, so back in the day, right, this game was still when CRT monitors were around. And this looked really, really beautiful in full screen. But I still think a very, very nice looking game. All right. Anderson 1 for 2. Mike waits for the Tom Seaver delivery. 0-1 count. And this one popped out to Harrelson at short. All right, so 1 out. Nowhere for Bob Boone to go with the infield fly rule in effect. And here's Steve Carlton, who was struck out twice against Tom Seaver. 1-2 pitch to Carlton and comes up empty again. So Steve Carlton has struck out 3 times in this game. We swing around to the top of the order again for Larry Boa in the leadoff spot. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and 2 walks. Boone at second, Philly with another run in. It's 5-0. Tom Seaver lets it go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Boa, big swing and a miss. Nothing but air. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. And a runner left in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the 6th here in Queens. And Philadelphia Phillies leading the New York Mets 5-0. All right. Jerry Grody, Ed Kranepool, and Wayne Garrett up. Grody, nothing for 1. Carlton ready to bring it home. Here's the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Grody swings, and this one grounded down to third. And Schmidt will fire across the mound. Score that one 5-3. 1 away now for Ed Kranepool. Kranepool, nothing for 1, and a strikeout. Carlton's 3-0 delivery, and he's going to lose Ed Kranepool. So Kranepool draws the walk and is aboard. Not a threat to steal. 1 away now. And Wayne Garrett is 1 for 1 in the game. Carlton's pitch. Garrett, first pitch swinging. This one hit to Allen. Dick Allen will go to Boa. Boa back to Montanez for the 4-6-3 double play. So Steve Carlton now, of course, slated for the win. This game is official. Top of the 6th, in Philadelphia will send up Montanez, Luzinski, and Schmidt. Small crowd, but a good hardcore crowd here. And again, dead ball baseball will be returning. I just haven't setting up any dead ball seasons in this game, but I will be, because I'm curious. I don't ever remember really playing dead ball in PureSim, and I want to see how well it does. But I know a lot of us are fans here also of 1970s baseball, and why not, right? Okay, so Montanez, pretty good day at the plate here, fans. He's 2 for 3. He struck out once, also has an RBI. Looking at Tom Seaver's line, through 5 right now. He's given up 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 10 hits. So he's up to 93 pitches, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts for Tom. Terrific. PureSim has the sign from Jerry Grody. And the 0-1 pitch. Lefty Montanez swings, fly ball right field. Staub back on it and makes the catch short of the track. So 1 down. 4 wheels. Luzinski 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Seaver deals to the dangerous hitter. Count full. Luzinski up the middle, but this one, Harrelson has it and fires on to Kingman. So 2 away for Philadelphia here in the top of the 6th. And here's Mike Schmidt. Schmidt homering in this game. So 1 for 3. Seaver brings it home. The 1-2 pitch. Schmidt swings, and this is going to be a single right up the middle. Unser getting to the ball, getting it into Wayne Garrett quickly. So Mike Schmidt aboard, and Mike Schmidt. Let's look at some stats here. Of course, as a home run hitter, but Mike Schmidt in 1975, Schmidt also stole 29 bases. So some speed there in the base paths. As Jay Johnstone comes to bat now. Johnstone 1 for 3, including a strikeout. Seaver brings it home. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on. This one a roller, and Johnstone will take it to, ground out to Dave Kingman, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Philadelphia leads the Mets 5-0. Truth hurts rookies. So remember, Johnstone played against the Reds in the 76 playoffs. They couldn't get him out. He was 7 for 9. You know, it's interesting. You get those players and you get into those high octane situations, and maybe you owned that guy all year. All of a sudden, in October baseball, you just can do nothing with him, right? I've always found that one of the many billion fun sort of phenomena of our national pastime. So nice little color there by Truth Hurts Wilkie. All right, Tom Seaver, despite being 5 runs down, looks like he's going to bat for himself. So Seaver in the game 0 for 1. At least he's doing a little better than Carlton, who has struck out 3 times. Okay, the answer is Bud Selig. You guys knew that, though. Here we go. Carlton deals. Full count on Seaver, and Seaver doesn't even move the bat. So Carlton making a beautiful pitch there, a little off-speed number there. Back at the top of the order now. Harrelson, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Growing up near Cincinnati, remember those things. No kidding. Yep, those things. And that 76 Reds team was just an amazing team. They really, really were. I mean, everybody thinks about the 75 Reds, but those 76 Reds were just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. In a good way. I mean, my Pirates the Pirates and Reds, except for 1973, that was the season after Roberto Clemente died in the plane crash. But we fought, fang and claw all the way through the 1970s. You knocked us out in 75. We knocked you out in 79, but great. And, of course, also the 1970s marked the ascendancy of the Philadelphia Phillies. In 1977, that Phillies team, awesome. And, of course, it would go on in 1980 to win the World Championship. So Pennsylvania, very, very strong in baseball in the 1970s. And, Cincinnati owning the National League West. Just what a great rivalry. And interestingly enough, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, they tend to have this habit of meeting in the postseason in baseball from 70s onward. So, of course, 1990, I'm not going to say that the Reds beat the Pirates. I will say the Pirates beat themselves in the 1990 NLCS. And, of course, the 2015 wildcard game. Was that 2015 or 2013 with Johnny Cueto? Whichever, but there we go again. I think it's going to be a while before we're really rivals again, but I think now the Pirates and Reds fans can be united in hating the Milwaukee Brewers. Extra YouTube account. How are you doing? Love your name, man. So you get a little bit of up here. It says he's a fan of, and I'm assuming a he, could be a she, but one can always dream. Anyhow, says I'm a fan of the 1983 Phillies. His first game ever that he ever went to was a World Series game. Well, what a way to start. Says his aunt lived in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and had season tickets for the Phillies. Wow. What a way to start out. Oh, my God. When your first baseball game is a World Series game, I've been a baseball fan all my life, and I've never been to a World Series game. Jeez, nice. Yep, absolutely. Truth hurts, Wilkie. Saying here that back then, Phillies and Reds or Pirates and Reds were great rivalries. They certainly were. Cueto just pitching in the Dominican League. All right, here we go, guys. Back to game action here, and it's going to be Bud Harrelson back at the top of the order. Bud is 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked. Carlton looking strong, pitching a 4-hitter now going into the bottom of the 6th. Lefty deals to Bud Harrelson. The 1-0 pitch. Harrelson cuts on this fly ball out to right center. But making the catch over there is Mike Anderson. So 2 outs, bases empty for Joe Torre. So Joe Torre with that costly error. Torre 1 for 2. Would like the New York faithful to forget that error and maybe jack one out of here. Average power for Joe Torre. 2 outs. Here's the delivery. 1-2 pitch. Torre swings and misses. Strike out. Nice fastball there coming from Steve Carlton. Says, I'm going to give you the heat, and if you can hit it, more power to you. But no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. Top of the 7th inning. Your score remains Philadelphia 5, New York nothing. Philadelphia scoring 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 5th. The line for the Phillies, 5-11-0. For the Mets, 0-4-1. By the way, that last pitch from Steve Carlton, 94 miles an hour. All right, here's Dick Allen now to lead it off. Allen today is 2 for 3, including a double. Seaver will deal now. 0-2 pitch on the way. Dick Allen swings right through this Tom Seaver fastball. So that one pretty high up there in the gun. So 1 away now. It's Bob Boone. He's 2 for 3, has a triple, and 3 runs batted in. So Bob Boone possibly in line to be player of the game if the Phillies hold on to this lead. Seaver toes the rubber and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Boone. Bob Boone, big swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch again come from Tom Seaver. Tom Terrific certainly could mix them up. All right, 2 away now. Anderson in the box. He is 1 for 3. 2-2 pitch. Mike Anderson comes up, deuces. How about it? No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. 7th inning stretch. And it's 5-0 Philadelphia. Be right back with you. All right. Oh, okay. Extra YouTube count was used, so it's not a check, man. Oh, well, that's all good. I'm going to count my kids use. I don't know how it switched to that account. He said he was 9 years old, and his first game was a World Series game. Oh, man. Now, how many people can say that? Right? How many people can say that? Man, oh, man. So that's it. You're like one of my baseball idols now. Your first game, World Series at 9 years old. Jeez. Oh man, some people have just. It's awesome. That is so cool. All right, Dave Kingman desperately wanting to get something going here for the Metropolitans here in the bottom of the 7th. Kong is 1 for 2. Steve Carlton just looking just crazy strong out there. Hasn't broke 80 pitches yet. 2-1 on the way to Kingman. Kingman swings, and this one line hard, and this a line drive home run out of here. We talk about Kingman desperately wanting to do something, and he takes Steve Carlton downtown. So New York finally tallies in the bottom of the 7th. Phillies lead 5-1. All right, here's Rusty Staub now batting in the cleanup spot. Full count on Staub, and Staub will take the walk. So fastball missing by Carlton. Carlton winning the call and not getting it. Rusty Staub on first now for Del Unster. Unser 0 for 2 in the contest. And we have Lawrence Willis out to pinch run. The 1-1 pitch to Unser, fly ball center field, and Anderson back on it, and he will make the play. No place for Lawrence Willis to go. Let's have a look at Lawrence Willis. Some quick stats on him, just really, really quickly. Okay, not much going on here for him, so we might have to look at this guy a little bit more, because I am not seeing any stats for this guy. All right. So he is a utility player. That's all I know about him. If he's real or not, I don't know. Reserve clause. He's feeling great. All right. Don't know a lot of the fringe players, I'm afraid. All right, here's Jerry Grody batting with 1 down. Speed on the base paths. Carlton checks the runner. Now brings it home. Nope, throws over. All right, now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Grody swings, and this one pops out to Larry Boa. So 2 down. The only highlight so far has been the Dave Kingman home run for the New York Mets. So 2 away now for Ed Kranepool. Kranepool, nothing for 1. He also has a walk. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kranepool swings, long fly ball, center field. Anderson covering ground, gets it at the track. So the New York Mets do pick up a run on the hit and a man left on base. We go to the top of the 8th. And it's 5-1. Philadelphia. Pesky Paul says, love the ball flight animation. One of the many reasons why I love this game. Oh, yeah. Again, props to Sean Sullivan. It was a very small development team. I think Sean was the main programmer. But there was one other guy who worked with him, and he's the guy that put out Strategy Baseball. So just to give you a little bit more history here at Pesky Pole, in 2015 or 2016, after the deal ended with Wolverine Studios, because this game was sold by Wolverine Studios for a year, Sean decided to give this game away, made it free. So don't worry about, you're not downloading a piece of pirated software or anything like that. It is legit free. So I will get that up there after this broadcast. So Truth Hurts Wookie says, a friend of mine in some of his Diamond Mine leagues went to the 1995 World Series, spent $11,000 for 5 tickets in Game 2. In my opinion, that's nuts. A lot of money back then. A lot of money today, man. I don't have 11. I love baseball, man, but I don't got $11,000 lying around. Even if my Buccos would miraculously make it there this year, which they won't. But speaking of which, so how about it? MLB The Show with 3 players on the cover this year, and one of them, Paul Skeens. That being said, my club, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're paying Skeens only $800,000 this year. They need to nail him down to a long-term contract. Kid's 22 years old, and it's not like he just relies on 1 or 2 pitches. Pittsburgh they've been doing more extended contracts, but you don't want to wait for somebody like Paul Skeens. If he keeps going on this trajectory, Buccos could lose him. So I say, you know what, Bob Nutting, sign this kid to a multi-year contract. Let's do it, because if not, you know what? In a few years, Dodgers, Mets, Cubs, Yankees, one of the big spending clubs, they're gonna get Paul Skeens, and we will once again. This is like the strongest pitcher. I mean, come on, the kid starts out like not even right. He starts at AAA Indianapolis, gets called up the Pittsburgh Pirates, starts the National League All-Star game, ends up being the national. He's a front runner for the Cy Young Award in the National. I mean, and what he's got like 5 pitches. This wicked stuff. And 22 years old, you got to make an investment in somebody like that. You really, really do. The Pesky Pole says, his 12-year-old son loves Paul Skeens. Yeah. Your son's also a pitcher. Awesome. So bought my son a couple Paul Skeens t-shirts for Christmas. He's lighting it up, man. I see good things for him. Again, you got a 22-year-old kid, and just watching him pitch, And you got to remember, too, for we Pittsburgh Pirate fans, we've never had like any pitchers. I'm not saying Skeens is going to be a Hall of Famer, but we have many great players in the Hall of Fame, Pittsburgh Pirates. However, we have no pitchers in the Hall of Fame as Pittsburgh Pirates. And our pitching throughout our great franchise has been good, but never great. And I mean, our last great pitcher, quote unquote, really was Babe Adams. And you've got to get back to the dead ball into the 1920s for that, and still holds many Pittsburgh Pirate franchise records. We had Vic Willis, who's in the Hall of Fame, but he's in there as a Brave. So, but Bob Nutting needs to be just quit being a cheap bastard and sign this kid before the damn Dodgers, who are sucking everybody up, get him. So went on to, he went to one of the 7 to 8 day tours out west in 2024. Took his cousin, and food and airfares, $18,000. Going on a 5-day tour this summer. And he's in 27 Diamond Mine leagues. Wow. Love to get him on here and interview him some night about Diamond Mine. That game's a hard sell to this community. Yeah, the great Bob Walk. Let me tell you, buddy, about the great every time Walkie, I think that was my senior year at Penn State. Man, and so it was toward the end of Walk's career. And I always got nervous every time Bob Walk took the mound. Right? I was fine, you know, he had Drayback and all these guys, right? But Bob Walk, man, just always made me nervous. When Bob Walk was on. But when he was off, I mean, he earned his last name. And your LOL, believe me, I completely agree with you. I almost had PTSD. We'd get PTSD every time Bob Walk would take the mound. Pirates better enjoy Skeen if he stays healthy. He'll be playing for. Yeah, better enjoy him and sign him. Yep, absolutely. Draybeck, Walk, Smiley. Like John Smiley a lot. Big John Smiley fan. Yeah, he's going to be playing for the Dodgers. I know, Truth Hurts. They got to sign this kid. $800,000. Come on. Spend money. But you know what? Here we go. We have Pittsburgh Pirates. Andrew McCutchen wanted to stay in Pittsburgh. And what we do? Nope. Gave him away. So Kutch plays some of his best years elsewhere. And now we have him back, and he's signed again. He's officially on the 40-man roster again. You know, and Kutch is going to be in the Pirates Hall of Fame. But, you know, the Pirates have been such a short-sighted franchise. You know, Neil Huntington was the last good GM we had was Sid Thrift. Sid Thrift built that Pirate team of 90, 91, and 92, right? You know, everybody was shocked at the Tony Pena trade that brought over Mike Dunn, who was a washout, but also brought over Michael LaValliere, who was, stalwart catcher, and Andy Van Slyke, who had a howitzer for an arm and speed and some power. Sid Thrift did it all right, and Sid Thrift was unceremoniously booted. So while I'm a proud Pirate fan, our ownership is just, I don't know. Reds fans will argue their ownership's the worst in baseball. I don't know. I think Nutting is. We have the most beautiful modern ballpark in baseball, but the most penurious owner you can imagine. Josh Bell wanted to stay. So many excellent players in the 2010s. Had Kutch stayed, had, all these the players I've been talking about, Kutch, Bell, what have you. Pirates could have stayed in contention after 2015. Didn't happen. So, yeah, I know, right? So I was waiting for this one to come up, and you're absolutely right. So that's another thing, right? So, yeah, we develop Wakefield, but then we give up on Wakefield. He goes to your Red Sox and just not only beloved, but I mean a force to be reckoned with. And may his memory be eternal. Still hard for me to get my head and heart around the fact that Tim Wakefield no longer with us. Superb pitcher. Used to love when he was a bucko, watching him with the floater and stuff like that, and just watching batters get flummoxed. Knuckleball pitchers just make me smile. and for the Buccos to have one, but we gave up and went to Boston and had an amazing career. And we're glad. I'm glad as a Pirate fan he went to a club that, I think I would have been upset if he would have gone to the Yankees. But, Tim goes to the Red Sox and does it right. Oh, this is scary. You're feeling there's going to be a work stoppage after the 2026 season. They want to add 2 more teams and they don't have a snowball's chance to compete with the Dodgers. The worst thing that could happen to baseball is a work stoppage. People have long memories. God forbid. Because what was it? 2023? There was almost going to be a delay. They did have to cut short spring training, and people were livid. God, I hope you're wrong, my friend. Yeah, continuing about Tim Wakefield. Pesky Pole says he's a great guy and up there in just about every Red Sox pitching record. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I couldn't believe we gave up on this guy. So you're not talking about, somebody that's going to blow his arm out who was, throwing 98, 99. We're talking about a knuckleballer. And I think if the Pirates would have been patient, worked with Tim Wakefield, but Wakefield went on to better pastures. And as a Pirate fan, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be a yes man for my Pirates. We've done some great things in our storied history, but we've done some awful things too. And losing Tim Wakefield was among the biggest blunders of all time of the Pittsburgh Pirate front office. I did not hear anything about the salary floor at all. Who's that guy? Peter, what's his name? I did not hear that though. I gotta get caught up on my baseball news here. So arbitration salaries going through the roof. How about it? Pesky Pole says, I think the owner is going to demand a salary cap. Major League Baseball Players Association says they will never accept one. Heard there are a lot of players who privately want a salary cap. You know what? It's working in the other sports. I mean, no offense out there to Juan Soto fans, but that contract's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So it's gonna average guy more. Yeah, I mean, it is gonna. I think you're right. Absolutely, there needs to be a salary cap. I mean, it's getting to the point. And I remember Barry Bonds, and then we'll get back to the game here. Remember Barry Bonds trying to justify the crazy salaries that athletes make. So not just, because basketball players make a lot of money. Let's not kid ourselves here. It's not just baseball, right? But he says, well, yeah, but we don't get to work till we're 65 years old and da-da-da-da-da. Now, I'm going to ask you guys here in the chat. Now, if one of you here is a multimillionaire, let me know. I don't know anybody. What was Bonds making? It was something like somebody figured it out for Bonds was like $18,000 per at bat. I don't know anybody that makes 7, 8 figures a year, 7 figures a year. Nobody. I met David Copperfield. He does. He makes something like $20 million a year or something. So I know some magicians that do that. But we magicians can work into old age, even if arthritis hits, then you switch to mentalism. But I thought that was a bullshit excuse by Barry Bonds. So really, Barry, when I hit retirement age, whenever that is, 65, 67, 70, dude, I'm not going to be, I'm going to be a 10,000-aire, not a millionaire, not a multimillionaire. So Dave Rubenstein is the new owner. Okay. Or do some owners like the Pirates like it the way it is because with the cap comes a floor, and small markets don't want that floor? Well, the other thing is the Pirates, again with their penurious spending habits, they benefit from the big market teams, Cubs, Yankees, Dodgers, Mets, whatever. But what makes me absolutely and other Pirate fans livid is we're not doing anything with it. We've got a good core team, Brian Hayes, O'Neill Cruz, Paul Skeens, but we're not We hold on to players that straight up suck, and we get rid of good players. And again, I wish Bob Nutting would just sell the team. I just sell it, and it's just Pittsburgh. We need a winner, man. We haven't been in there now. It's 10 years, and this year we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Pittsburgh Pirates winning the World Series over the Washington Senators. But yep. So now I've gone with my Buck rant. Here's Steve Carlton. Seaver deals Carlton 3-0 pitch, and Carlton this time is not going to strike out. So Seaver walks Carlton. You never want to walk the pitcher. All right, here's Larry Boa back at the top of the order. And Seaver brings the 2-2 pitch. And Larry Boa strikes out. So one away. And Tom Terrific now has struck out his 12th, but down 4 runs. All right, Willie Montañez now. 2 for 4. Seaver checks Carlton. No threat to steal. 1-2 pitch. Montañez swings. Pop to second. And Kingman actually ranging over, getting this one from Wayne Garrett. So 2 away quickly now for Greg Luzinski. Luzinski 1 for 4 has struck out in this game. And count full. And Luzinski swings right through a Tom Seaver fastball. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Philadelphia leading this one 5-1. And the only reason I'm letting it play is I'm enjoying talking baseball with you guys. Pesky Pole says, baseball used to argue that cap hurts salaries, but now the stars, right, in the NFL and NBA make more money per year than the best baseball players. This is very, very true. So, yeah, Mark Cuban did want to buy the Pirates, and I wish Mark Cuban had bought the Pirates, but I think I'm not sure the entire story. I think the National League said, or Major League Baseball said, nope. Cuban promised a winner. He's going to keep them in Pittsburgh. And, I mean, you'd be foolhardy if you would buy the Pirates and all of a sudden you're just going to leave PNC Park there. I mean, one of the highest rated ballparks. Cuban would have, Kutch wouldn't have gone. Again, Josh Bell would have stayed. And I think the Pirates, people unfortunately think of the Pittsburgh Pirates as this sort of ginger-headed stepchild franchise, but you look at the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and this is a strong franchise. But, we had that bad run in the 80s. 1950s, we sucked except for 1958. The 2010s, we weren't so good. The 2000s, or the 2010s, we did some good stuff. The 2000s, not so good. 2020s, what are we doing? We're starting off hot, and then about June or July, we just faint. And it's hard to be a Bucco fan, man. Harder probably to be a Guardians fan because they haven't won a World Series since 1948. So there is that, but I'm not rooting for the Guardians. I'm rooting for the Pirates. So, ay. And of course, the Pirates and Red Sox share a history. We met in the very first modern World Series. And you guys, thanks to, as Tommy Leach said, that damn Tessie song beat us 5-3. In fact, American League President Ban Johnson ordered the Boston Americans to win that World Series. And indeed they did, despite great pitching performance by Deacon Felipe. I think it helped you guys a little bit. Hannes Wagner was out with an injury. Ed Doheny was out in a sanitarium. But, yeah. So the Pirates and Red Sox share a little bit of baseball history. Actually, a big part of baseball history. How about it? Yep, the old best of 9. Absolutely, the old best of 9. All right, so Garrett here bats with nobody out. It's going to be Garrett, and we'll see if Seaver pitches. I don't know. Carlton will let it go now. Wayne Garrett cuts on the first pitch. Fly ball to right. Will it be deep enough? It is. 368 feet, and the New York Mets now inching closer here. In the bottom of the 8th inning, it's now 5-2. All right, Seaver in the box, and we have a pinch hitter, Felix Mian, up there now. So Carlton behind Mian, and Mian draws the walk. So New York goes with the pinch runner here. Let's have a quick look at Mian's stats in 1975. So Felix Mian, let's see, what did you do, Felix? Just one stolen base, so the Mets not putting any speed on the base paths. So just your basic pinch runner, man. Hit 283 that year, though. This would be his. He had 2 more seasons to go in baseball. Finished in 1977. Did Felix Mian? If that ain't a porn stash, I'm not allowed to say it on YouTube. If that ain't a stash, I don't know what is. Sorry, YouTube. I slipped. I meant to say corn stash. Corn stash. Dan Burke, my favorite Irishman. He says, back to the previous conversation, already a sort of salary floor. He says, teams like the Athletics and Marlins have to spend this revenue sharing money in order to avoid a grievance from the Major League Baseball Players Association. It's a weird landscape financially in baseball, Dan. I'm good. You know what? I'm not monetized, but YouTube will probably say, don't say that bad word. And I'm apologizing, their YouTube algorithm. And I will follow it by saying, bite me arse. All right. Mian at first, a run in for New York here in the bottom of the 8th. When we go to the Philadelphia 9th, it's going to be Schmidt, Johnstone, and Allen. All right. Here's Harrelson now. Back to the top of the order. And Bud is over to the strikeout and a walk. 1-2 pitch from Carlton. And Harrelson grounds into Boa, to Allen, to Montanez for the 6-4-3 double play. And 2 outs. Base is empty now for Joe Torre, batting in the number 2 slot. Torre has a strikeout in this game. 1-1 pitch, swung on, and Willie Montanez gets to the ball, and it drops out of his glove. Score that one, E3. Joe Torre aboard, and Dave Kingman comes to the plate. Kong with a home run in this game. Last time up, actually. Kingman swings in the first pitch, and this one drilled to right. That's going to be a double off the wall. Torre tearing around, and they're going to hold him up at third base. So now the potential tying run comes to the plate in Lawrence Willis. I got to look this guy up because I'm not seeing. Unless it just threw in some kind of weird ringer. Maybe. I'm going to have to check the settings for this league and see. Because I don't allow fictional players. So this may be a fictional player up there. And there's Sean. Videos aren't being monetized. Beatles, say whatever the fuck you want to. I love it, Tim. Definitely. Definitely. I will do that. Good to see you, Sean. Pesky Pool says NFL figured it out. They have a perfect system. He says they have a dynasty in Kansas City. The Royals would not be able to keep that many great players for a decade like the Chiefs. Sean's loving this game. He's into his 1927 replay. Made the mistake, though, of not noticing your pitcher was tired and he got rocked a bit. Then he would have to let him, but it was a blowout anyway. Cool, man. I'm glad you're liking it. Did you figure out the pictures, the photos yet? Fictional player, if you like that, is fun. I set this for no fictional player, so I don't know how this guy sneaked in. I've got to go back and do some tweaking. Nonetheless, let's have fun with it anyhow. Steve Carlton brings it home. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Willis flies out to Anderson in right center. But, so New York squanders a golden opportunity. We go to the 9th. 5-2, Philadelphia. And it'll be the heart of the order and a little bit past it. Schmidt, Johnstone, and Dick Allen. Schmidt with home runs. So the 2 big home run hitters on this team, on these teams, Mike Schmidt and Dave Kingman, each go yard. Ken Sanders will come in to pitch now for the Metropolitans. Let's look at Sanders here and his record, and we know he's a real player because he's got real life stats. So Sanders for the 1975 New York Mets, not really much to speak of here. 43 innings pitched, a 2.30 under an average. He recorded 5 saves. He would play one more year with the Mets, finish out with the Royals in 1976. Began with the Kansas City Athletics in 64. I guess maybe he got sent down in 65. But essentially 64 to 76. Ken Sanders. All right. Sanders facing Mike Schmidt now. Knees are knocking. 2-1 pitch to Schmidt. Schmidt sends this one out to Wayne Garrett. Wayne Garrett camps under it and makes the catch on that little pop fly. So 1 away now for Jay Johnstone. Johnstone 1 for 4. He has a strikeout in this game. Sanders deals home to Johnstone. Johnstone cuts in the first pitch. High fly ball to right field. And back is Willis making the catch. What a play. Looking like Willie Mays out there. 2 outs, and here is Dick Allen. 1-1 coming in. Allen swings. This one blooped to left. And this one a double off the wall in the alley. So Dick Allen with the extra base hit. And scoring position, here's Bob Boone now. Boone, good day, 2 for 4, strikeout. That triple, 3 RBI triple for that. 0-2 on the way to Boone. And Boone swings, and Joe Torre up with it, fires on to Kingman. 2 retire the side 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors. And runner left. Bottom of the 9th, the New York Mets will send up Unser, Grote, and Cranepool. Unser wearing the collar, nothing for 3. Gene Garber comes on in relief now. So Steve Carlton's day is done. Garber in 1975 for the Phillies worked 110 innings. What did he do? Did he do anything exciting? Well, he had 14 saves. That's not too bad. A 3.60 earned run average. All right, back to the ball game. By the way, you can go right to Baseball Reference from in here, whatever you want. So, yeah, good game this one is. All right, Garber ready to fire it in now. 2-2 pitch. Oh, Dale Unser. Strike 3. Off-speed pitch from Garber. All right, brings up Jerry Grote now. Jerry Grote, nothing for 3. Garber into the wind and the pitch, the 1-1 pitch. This one grounded. Larry Bow up with it and tosses on to Willie Montanez at first, scored 6-3. It's down to Ed Cranepool. Cranepool, nothing for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Cranepool cuts in the first pitch, and this one into the alley and right center field, and Cranepool makes the turn at first and holds. So here comes Wayne Garrett now, but even a home run's not going to be enough. And the 0-2 pitch. And Garrett strikes out. Off-speed pitch from Garber, and that's your ball game. Philadelphia takes this one from New York 5-2. And we will do our recap here as soon as we find it. There we go. Let's look at our box score here. All right, so for the Philadelphia Phillies, spoiling the Mets opening day here, April 8th, 1975, Philadelphia's line, 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 11 men left for the New York Mets. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left. That error was costly. So we just had 2 homers in this game, Mike Schmidt and Dave Kingman, as we said. We had my favorite hit in baseball, a triple by none other than Bob Boone, catcher, picking up a triple. Steve Carlton picks up the win, 8 innings pitched, 7 hits given up, 2 earned runs, walked 4, struck out 4. So lefty starts with a 2.25 earned run average. Gene Garber gets the save, worked an inning, gave up a hit, and fanned 2. Tom Seaver, despite striking out a bucket load of hitters, tagged with the loss. 8 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned because of the Joe Torre error. He walked 3. Seaver K'd 13, gave up a home run. 4.50 earned run average. Ken Sanders came in, worked an inning in relief. and basically just faced 4 batters. Let's see, your player of the game. Let's just see what the game says. What do you say? I think Boone deserves it, but or not. Yeah, it should be Bob Boone, but we'll see. They're going to give it to a pitcher probably. Where's our MVP? I'm so used to looking at Action PC. Oh, I have no idea. Somewhere in here, maybe. I don't know. I'm giving it to Bob Boone because that triple was huge. All right, let's go ahead and close this. Player of the game was Dick Allen. All right, they're giving it to Dick Allen. Of course, you guys remember you can look at the game log here if that sort of thing interests you. And there you go. All right. I think Out of Park Baseball has the best game log, though, because you can actually watch the game or watch highlights. So there we go. Yeah, I think what happened is that it's just threw in some fictional or minor league, whatever. I need to probably do a little bit of changing, but for right now, it's fun. Just this is not meant to be anything crazy. So another good line or another good matchup here: Jim Cott versus Vita Blue. That could be one we'll do in the future. I got to finish doing up logos and everything. So the Twins and the Rangers. We got Bly Levin and Fergie Jenkins. Could be fun. Ron Reed, Larry Durker. Pirates and the Cubbies. So Jerry Royce against Bert Hooton might be a fun game. Also to play and maybe even manage. Just got to finish everything up. So, but actually what I should do, it's this Willis guy. What is the deal with him? I think we're going to send him down because that's just weird. And I think as I find these guys going along, I'll send them down because I really, 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 really don't want fake players in here. So he's not in here in any of the main lineups. So where's the transactions? There we go. So unless this guy was in the minors, but I'm seeing names here that I just don't know. So a few here and there. I mean, most of these. I mean, Craig Swan, sure. John Milner, obviously. But got to figure out who this guy is. And he's just got to go. He's got to go. I'll look at that later. Yeah, there is a setting. I just can't find the setting. Good baseball program, says Truth Hurts Wilkie, is on Saturday mornings on Sirius Radio, movie network called Remember When, talking to former players, and most of them are not fond of today's game. Wouldn't be surprised. I saw... If you look on YouTube, you'll find it's a very, very rare interview with Hannes Wagner. And this was an interview, I think, done with Wagner in the late 40s, early 50s. So he's a coach with the Pirates by then. Obviously, because he retired in, 1917? Or somewhere around, anywhere from 14, I forget. I think it was 1917 was Wagner's last year. And he was complaining even then. So, yeah, I don't know. How do we get rid of this guy? Let me see. Maybe I can just click on him and I can send him down. Yeah, there we go. Demote. See you later, kid. Yep, you're going to AAA, pal. You're gone. All right, so he's off the team. That was easy enough. Just play in God mode, baby. That's all you got to do. All right. Tommy John feels the modern game is unwatchable. Players in the 50s did not like how the game was played in the 80s and so on and so on. Yeah. So it's really, I mean, again, it's what the market will bear. I get it. But how, again, those of us who are, we think about like the players, these great players, and what would you even pay them now? I mean, some of the greatest players in baseball had jobs in the off season. Lou Gehrig had jobs in the off season. You know, I mean, they weren't jobs, but you know what I mean? Wow. But then again, I'm bitching because the Pirates are only paying Paul Skeens $800,000. I wouldn't mind making $800,000. Nobody in this chat would mind making $800,000. But there you go. That is the nature of baseball right now. Okay. Also, all this is the 1975 draft. So don't know who the hell Hank Webb is. And he might be a real minor leaguer. I have no idea. Never made it to the majors, though. So I don't know. So, but Sean, I'm really glad you like this game. It's really it's such a nice game. It really is. So no standings to speak of yet. We just got started and lots of games. I love the fact that everything here is clickable and you can look at everybody's depth charts, lineups, everything. Such a great game this was. Yep, Richie Hebner, Gravedigger. So about Max Scherzer going to the Jays, but baseball's such garbage you can't be excited. Baseball's like pizza. It can't ever be bad. No, I mean, oh my God. So, and for me, Pesky Pole, as I'm sure you've heard me say, I'm not a sports fan. I'm a baseball fan. So, you know, for me, even with all the things I don't agree with, the pizza box size bases, limited throwovers first, you know, what have you, I still love baseball. Even the strange product that's out there now, it's baseball. Hey, there's Sports Time. See, the Yankees will be glad to take care of his family like they've done with Garrett Cole. I know. So there's somebody else. Now, the difference there, where I can't blame the right, is because Garrett Cole, right, because, you know, Pirates mismanaging and stuff. Garrett Cole wanted to leave. Where I was really bitching, Mike, and welcome in, my friend, is that we had so many excellent players that begged to stay in Pittsburgh and didn't. And yeah, Garrett Cole not treated well like the Pirates. Another big screw up there. Who knows? But Garrett Cole, should he make it in the Hall, had we done things right, we meaning the Pirates ownership, not me personally, we might have had our first Hall of Fame pitcher. And the Pirates have been around since 1887 as the Pittsburgh Alleghenies first. So till Lou Krieger came along, and then that's how they became the Pirates. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, Sean, is I run into these guys because I do want to try to do each team at least once, or if I see names I don't recognize them, I'll just demote them. So, yeah, so the option to get rid of fakes was only available when you created a league. Yeah, and I thought I did that, but maybe I didn't. For those of you that play Pocket Pennant Run Baseball and you're a member of the Facebook group, Paul Fay is doing a series of videos. And I said I'm going to be doing videos as well on just the different modules of the game. So his first is on creating all-time great teams. So, and how to play them and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing something similar in the future. Mike Garland seems to have disappeared. I think he's pretty busy. So haven't forgotten about the Out of the Park deep dive, but just gonna have to wait. Just gonna have to wait till Mike can get on here. So yeah, so we are right. We have extended contracts with Reynolds, with Hayes, but Mike, we're only paying Skeens $800,000, and this kid's gonna end up a Dodger at some point once he can go into, once he's out of whatever that's called. My brain hurts right now to think. So Truth Source Focus is remember all about those guys playing APA baseball back in the 70s and 80s, and also in draft leagues. Golden age, man. And oh no, and I can't, no. I mean, I know you're talking to Sean. You know what? I followed the baseball season last year again after a couple-year hiatus, and I still love it. I can't wait for that magic announcement, pitchers and catchers report, and expecting my Bucks to get off to a hot start again. That said, I do see where Sean's coming from. The game isn't what it used to be, and I guess that's. You know, what can we as baseball fans do? I don't want to boycott. And you know, for all those for everything about baseball, you know, if you need a break from the craziness of Major League Baseball, go support minor league baseball. You know, minor league baseball still offers an excellent product. I think it's worth it. I think while we're talking here for a couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add in these proper logos where they should be, just so you guys can see how easy this is for anybody that has it. Again, if you have Action PC Baseball, you have everything you need for this game, as far as you know, putting in logos, stuff like that. Pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple stuff. It has to be simple for me to be able to do anything with it, right? So that's right. I said it. All right. Where's our classic Pittsburgh Pirate? There he is. I always thought he looked like Dave Justy for some bizarre reason. There we go. So now we look at games, and now the Pirates and the Cubs have their logos up. Could Brian Hayes, what a disappointment. Yeah. Again, the giving up, you know. Pitch clock was designed to make the game like it did, play like it did 40 years ago. Loves the pitch clock. They get it and throw it now, just like they did in 1980. So, yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, you can't take the game back to the dead ball era, but you know about dead ball baseball is dead ball baseball offered an exciting product. The average game in dead ball lasted an hour and a half. But people want home runs and they want those things. But, you know, in dead ball, they were able to play fast games. Now, I realize, too, you have commercial revenues and big money and, yeah, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm one of those people, Pesky Pole, that if I'm sitting at a ballpark and the game's 4 hours long, I'm fine with it. I am absolutely fine with sitting in a baseball park, and I don't care. I'm there to be a part of it because it's my game and I love it. So I don't care, you know, whether they want to speed it up or not. Doesn't matter to me. Really doesn't matter to me. So single A team here, says Pesky Pole. Love seeing the young prospects who sit by the visitors' dugout and you can see them up close. Some's given broken bats last year. He has them as minor league baseball is just so wonderful. It really, really, really is. I love it. You know, because right? It's only when you start at rookie league and or instructional league baseball, right? What is it? It's something like 0.5% when you start at the lowest minor leagues that you have a chance to even for a cup of coffee in the majors. And I remind my friends who are fans of other team sports that the bar to entry into Major League Baseball is super high. So I contend that guys like Bob Uecker, as much as may his memory be eternal, and his self-effacing humor, Bob Uecker had to be a hell of an athlete to make it to the majors. And you got to give him credit for that. You know, guys like Joe Garagiola and stuff like that. No, they're not Roy Campanella. They're not Johnny Bench. They're not Mickey Cochran, whatever. And they would have told you that. But they made it to the major leagues. And that's something to be damn proud of. So, I think Davis, I think Henry Davis is going to be gone from the Buccos, Mike. I think it's going to happen, yeah. Rough and Ready Broads, what do you want to see soon? Redneck kind of fighting game. Oh my god, cracks me up. So, Tech Sags, welcome in, my friend. I hope you have the latest pocket pennant run. He says, I would like baseball to go back to 1972, the year prior to the. Oh, so would I. I can't stand the DH. I'm using it in this 1975 replay when there's American League. Because I want to try to stay true to it. But I loathe the designated hitter. Just absolutely hate it. Partially because I'm a National League fan. So we were the only professional baseball league on the planet that didn't have a designated hitter. By the way, speaking of the planet and baseball elsewhere. So Francisco Cervelli, former Bucco catcher, named head of the, and I'm not going to say it in Italian, but it's FIBS. It's essentially the Italian Baseball Federation. They love baseball in Italy, and they play pro baseball there just as they do in Holland. So Cervelli taking over from Mike Piazza, who used to be head of the president of FIBS. So can I say for Francisco, I think he's doing a great job. Of course, his dad was an Italian immigrant, his mom Venezuelan. Lots of Italians in Venezuela anyhow. Yeah, so buona fortuna, paisano. Hope he does well. Hanging out in Italy, playing baseball, not a bad thing, huh? So yeah, PPR latest version, playing really. He's getting there with it now, and it's nice. It plays great. I haven't had any trouble with it. This latest version is excellent, and the board game companion, even though it's still in its early stages, I think is just absolutely great. We need the Oakland A's up here. We need to get their damn logo up here. Yeah, so great job there. Keep it coming, Craig and Matt. And again, a big shout out to Paul Fay, who's been doing a great job. Damn it, do I need like more Oakland A's? There we go. That famous the swinging A's. There we go. I always like that logo. There it is. All right, just a few more teams I got to do. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming in. Hopefully, a lot of you caught our Red Sox APA game earlier. I was going to wait, but it was like, I want to do some baseball, man. So I figured people would catch this later. I'm never going to try to compete with Al. He's a friend and is 3 times larger or 2 times larger than his channel. And that's cool. So weird how it goes and find your logos in the Action PC folder. Oh, you mean for me? That's because I pointed it to there. That's why. So it just, I'm like, okay, this is where I want you to look for photos. I'm like, well, these use the same everything that Action PC does. So it just will automatically remembers, it goes right to that folder. So for ballparks, logos, player photos, it all goes there for me. You need women's muds wrestling in your life, says Sean. Yeah, right. Don't we all? Well, maybe not all of us. So, so February 9th, guys, I hope that at least a few of you will come in throughout the day, trickle in, trickle out. I've been surprised, very, very pleasantly surprised that every year we've done this on Super Bowl Sunday, that we've had a good turnout. People really ready for baseball, and enough to put up with me, who I am no broadcaster at all, but to put up with me and just to come in and chat baseball, get ready. We have our little, it's like our little hot stove league, and we'll have the mic live. Anybody wants to come on, you want to talk baseball, whatever, it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to this year. It seems like a lot of people are really excited about baseball returning, and I maybe it's been the cold weather here in the north. Thank you, Pesky Pole. People seem to have fun with it. This how it started very quickly. It was 2019 when I got here to America. It was Ken Castro and I were talking. He said, "Why don't you do we call each other cousins. Why don't you do a baseball game?" He said, "Not all of us are football fans." I'm like, "All right, Ken." I said, "It'll probably just be you and me, but sure, I'll do it." And how it started was we did a Federal League game in APA PC baseball, and then the nightcap we replayed the infamous Bucky F. Dent game in 1978. And I was, and at that time, this channel only had like 115 subscribers or something. And we had like 25 people or something. It was pretty crazy to have that many people for a channel that is still small, but it was really, really small. So, and every year it's been getting, better and better and better. And I don't do this to build the channel. I do it just so that baseball fans can come together. And we even have football fans. We had a lot of people coming in. Hey, it's halftime. Last year, halftime, Taylor Swift sucks. So we're here to talk baseball. So it was nice. It's really good. So everybody invited. Everybody invited. Pesky Pole, he says his favorite sport's always been baseball, but his best sport was football. Went to school on a football scholarship. So I tried 1 year to play football. And I learned two things about me as an athlete. I was a pretty good runner. I had some speed, but I learned one thing. I got crunched up in football, like really badly. And in baseball, I would swing it. So I like to swing it, sort of, I'm a sucker for the pitch off the plate outside. And somebody just drop in. It didn't matter what it was. Just couldn't catch up to it because they knew I would chase anything going outside. And so I went into show business. Show business as a professional magician and musician, and hoping to be doing professional magic again soon. So yeah, I pretty much sucked. Football was more of like, well, everybody else in the class is playing football. Whatever. I ended up like I was a second string offensive guard or some crap like that, man. I got into like 2 games or something and whatever. I sucked. It was horrible. And I wasn't much better at baseball. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. So Tex Ags, he says, one of the best baseball channels. Thanks, Tex. The different games that you take time to talk and help. Oh man, thank you so much for that, Tex. I really, and it's free, and all will remain free. I'm never going to monetize this channel. We're at 607 members of the family, and even once this reaches monetization level, I'm not going to monetize this channel. This is about a baseball community, and why should people have to pay for extra stuff in the community? I think that's bullshit. Not knocking the creators out there doing it. They want to make a buck. That's fine. Nothing wrong with making a buck. If I wanted to monetize a channel, I would be doing something completely different than this. Believe me. But playing baseball sims, and even the guys that are monetized, like our Red Sox fan, they would tell you it's not like you can just quit your job. It's the guys that are, up there, in 6 figures, that can quit their jobs. And those are guys covering like the big games. Or you just get some hot chick up there who can't even play piano but showing a lot of leg, who has almost 1 million subscribers. So that's why I'll never monetize this. Never. No ads, no nothing. I don't want it. And I know Robert, RGL Network, has said he doesn't want to do it either. And he's closing in on 1,000. So, yep, it's going to remain free. If you guys are nuts enough to come in and catch these train wrecks, shit, I'm happy about that. Pesky Bull says son's playing baseball and he's much better than he ever was at baseball. Well, hey, and you see he's a pitcher. There you go, man. So who knows, man? Dad, keep working with him. Don't let him go to football. There was a quote I was reading in Jonathan Light's Cultural Encyclopedia of Baseball. And so the first sentence for the entry for football says, "So what do you want, son? A career or a limp?" So there you go. Sean says his son was good at baseball, but hated it, so he quit after 2 seasons. Found it boring. Well, there's nothing. Again, though, I mean, it's his age, whatever, and that. But man, oh man, there's nothing I find boring, and there's nothing like October baseball. Super Bowl, dude. You can do all the hype and the hot cheerleaders and all of that, and there is nothing for me like October. Well, baseball all year, but man, you get into October baseball, the Super Bowl cannot capture the drama. Even close games in that sport, you can't capture the sheer drama, the grit, the excitement, the whole thing. Man, when October rolls around, it's just a whole new, yeah, love it. I've loved this game ever since I was a child. I will love it even after I draw my last breath, because my idea of heaven is God's going to say, all right, we got a few million years till I close the show. So what do you want to do? And I'll say, well, I would like the ability to travel anywhere in time and see any baseball game I want. And the first thing that I would do, of course, is have to go to Forbes Field to the 1909 World Series and see if Wagner actually bloodied Ty Cobb's mouth when Ty Cobb tried to steal second. It is true that Wagner tagged him hard, but baseball legends grow. Then you have to go to Wrigley Field, 1932 World Series. Did Ruth call a shot? So that would be heaven for me. That would be heaven for me. Go to Ebbets Field, watch Jackie Robinson take the field April 15th, 1947. Baseball's proudest day. Yeah. Yeah. Want to see a rookie Babe Ruth pitch. I want to see my hero Hannes Wagner play. I want to see I want to see it all as much as I want. I figure 2 million years, that gives me enough time to catch a lot of baseball games. But I'm not going to heaven. I'm going straight to hell. I already know it. So I'll go to hell, and they're going to make me watch, those other sports. Anyhow. So some of them much faster pace. Yeah. Well, so basketball's made a lot of inroads. And the other nice thing where basketball has an advantage over baseball and always will, is you don't need a lot of room in an inner city, especially to play basketball. Baseball fields are big. What can you say? Pretty hard to, just say, yep, we're going to build some nice baseball parks here, right in inner city Chicago. But yet a basketball court, they're ubiquitous. It's the same in Europe with football pitches, man. Football pitch is not large, and about every 2 blocks in Europe, especially in the continent, in Ireland, it's more rugby. But, I lived in Holland, and football everywhere, United Kingdom, football everywhere, Germany, whatever. So baseball, you got lots of real estate, and it is slower paced, sort of, kind of, in a way. There's not constant motion, but boy, when that ball's in play, all hell breaks loose. But yeah, that's all right. Hopefully your son turns out to be an excellent basketball player. Yeah, it's awesome, man. All right, guys, I've talked your ears off enough, certainly. And it really means a lot that you guys come in and hang out, and that we can talk baseball. And everybody's opinions are valued here. I love everybody's different perspectives on the game. And of course, Tim reminding me that I can say what the hell I want, which is nice. I forget that sometimes. So, all right. There probably won't be any baseball tomorrow, but Saturday night, I'm going to set up the new computer, but I'm not going to be doing any new baseball yet on the new computer. So hopefully we'll do some baseball on Saturday night. And I hope that some of you will join in. Hope all of you will join in. All right. Had a great time, Pesky Pole. So glad you came in, man. It's such a treat. Guys, check out that channel. Excellent content. All right. Yeah, get some sleep, man. And yeah, please join the Discord. And I'll get PureSim loaded up there. Always, guys. Truth Hurts, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. This would be nothing without you guys. It'd be some weirdo magician musician just talking to himself. All right, guys. Till next time, we'll see you around the batting cage. Good night.